the police receive information that a black Chevrolet pickup truck had been stolen from an apartment complex inside of Hardin County, and just past the Hardin County line is they see the vehicle pass them. They stop. You're the driver, and there were no other occupants. There was a Ruger 9mm firearm in the driver's side floorboard. You identified yourself as Joshua Williams. That's not you, though, was it?
No, sir.
You lied right off the bat to them, right?
Yes, sir.
As though you couldn't get in any more trouble. Then they asked if you were the owner. You said you were not of the vehicle. And you were picking up a family member's vehicle. That's what you told the police. There was a firearm in the vehicle. You said it's not yours, but you knew it was inside the vehicle. There's no record or driver's license of Joshua Williams that you've tried to lie about as far as your identity. So you got into all kinds of trouble. Then you finally admitted to the police when they kept, I'm sure, inferred to you, you were just committing one crime after another. The more you spoke, then you admitted you were Elijah Ray. And they found a driver's license that fit your description. So they figured out who you were. This occurred on December 23rd, but pending at that time were two misdemeanors, a failure to identify and an unlawfully carrying a weapon. I mean, all that's lying and fiddling around with weapons illegally is a mixture that is lethal. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
And there you are. There you are in that blue outfit in the jail with all the other guys. Meanwhile, we're free.
Yes, sir.
So you're placed on 2 years state jail, sentenced to 2 years state jail, and that was probated for 5 years, and then you were fined $500 as well. So this probable cause affidavit for this new case, an auto burglary. Something about autos that you can't help but get in trouble with. The complainant stated she was out of her vehicle that was parked in the parking lot at Crazy Cajun in Beaumont and discovered that her vehicle was unlocked. Tip money was missing, about $200. And apparently, personal belongings from employees at that location or in a spot at the manager's office. So you must have taken the money from her vehicle after you took the keys from the manager's office to open the car door. Is that about right? Is that what, were you working there or something, or?
Yes, sir, I was working there, but
Okay. Well,
They fired him after that, Judge.
okay. So how'd you get in her car?
car was unlocked. I never grabbed the keys or anything.
Well, the keys were missing.
Keys,
What are the odds of that you would walk to the unlocked door and the keys are missing?
I've never understood where that part came from because we were never even allowed in the manager's office to even grab anything out of there.
Nonetheless,
Yes.
you got into somebody's car and stole something that was without her permission, right?
Yes, sir.
Why would you do that? You're already in trouble for unauthorized use of a motor vehicle. Why would you tamper with a vehicle? I mean, that's the second most valuable and expensive thing we all own next to our home. So it's very expensive, and that's the way people get around. Try to walk from here around Beaumont, right? You can't do it. That's why we have vehicles for convenience, but it's a very important commodity.
Yes, sir.
Why would you mess with another vehicle illegally when you're on probation? That's my question to you, why would you do that?
This additional PC is for the misdemeanor offense. He's on probation as well at the same time, Judge. I just so that you can get the full picture of who we're dealing with.
Okay, management was later notified of the incident, began reviewing the security footage at the business. Upon doing so, it was discovered that you had taken the keys and unlocked the vehicle. They see that on the video. You're in front of me, and you're going to tell me a story differently than what is in this probable cause affidavit and expect that I'm going to be impressed with your honesty?
So,
This is all dishonest. Everything you've done here is dishonest. You're just digging a hole deeper. And you swore to God that you would be, everything you would say during the hearing would be the truth. You want perjury added to your rich criminal history?
no, sir. Am I able to speak?
Yes.
Yes, I have sworn in, and I can say again confidently that I have not taken the keys and unlocked your vehicle with the keys that they say that I have taken out of the manager's office. Next, I would like to say that yes, it looks like I am just completing offense after offense, especially with 2 vehicle crimes. But I would like to tell you that yes, I was young. Yes, I am still young. I am 21 years old. And
Wait. How old do you have to be to know you don't steal? How old do you have to? I learned that when I was in first grade. I mean, that was a commandment,
yes, sir.
but it's also the law. We all knew you stole something, you got in trouble.
Yes, sir.
And honesty versus dishonesty is right versus wrong. If you're an adult, you're having problems figuring this out?
No, sir.
Okay. Because I don't think you're dumb. I think you're a wise man. You just don't act wisely.
Yes, sir.
Let me look at this thing here. This is another problem.
So he's on misdemeanor probation that's running concurrent with this for that offense as well as an evading arrest.
When was he placed on probation for this misdemeanor? He was arrested on March 7th of 25. Then he's
April 3rd, 2025, Judge.
then he commits this on December 19th of 23. So this is all something that happened, I guess, after he was on probation.
I believe after he was put on the felony probation, we gave him the opportunity to continue after he committed a theft. Excuse me. He was given 1 year probation for those 2 misdemeanors, the one that you're looking at, which is the assault, family violence, and an evading arrest.
So he's arrested on March 7th, 2025. He had been on probation since December 19th of 2023.
Yes, sir.
So that's a year and 3 months.
Yes, sir. Now, for whatever reason, we only included the burglary of a vehicle in our motion to revoke probation. He could have had a motion filed over the misdemeanors that he's pled that he's on probation for as well.
What's happened to that family assault case? Is that still pending?
It's pending. It's pending as an MTRP, Judge.
Okay, I'm more concerned that's, I see what this states. I'm more concerned though on what the probable cause affidavit reads, what he's pleaded true to on this burglary, which is of a similar fashion to unauthorized use of a motor vehicle. That again, vehicles, a person's second most valuable possession, is being treated illegally by you. You don't have appreciation to somebody else's property. And that's not appropriate. It's the same thing. It's in the same vein of thought.
Excuse me, Judge.
I'm not through. Excuse me. It's dishonest. It's dishonest. And it's hard for you to be committing and being found guilty of dishonesty, unauthorized use of a motor. Then admitting to burglarizing a vehicle, which is dishonest, and then have me convinced that I'm going to believe what you say. You see, credibility is really important, and it's built over time of honesty, consistent honesty.
Yes, sir.
You're in trouble for dishonesty.
Yes, sir.
Okay. What do you have to say? Because I'm going to make a decision here.
Standing in front of you today, I know the risk that I've taken of coming in front of you asking to be reinstated, and not going back to what you said of asking the age and everything about knowing right from wrong and stealing and everything. I'd like to tell you that around those times, not only was you can say that I was in a dark place, I was hanging around the wrong people, we're hanging around bad influences. And I would like
Whose
to say
choice was that?
that was my choice.
Okay.
And I would like to tell you that I've changed every choice that I've made, and I've regretted every choice that I've made. I no longer hang around those people, and I reflect on my decisions every single day, ever since I've made
It's
them.
never too late to do the right thing.
Yes, sir. And that also brings me to say that especially living in the society that we live in today.
What do you mean by that? Because I live in the same society. What are you trying to say about don't blame society for
No,
their
sir. No, sir.
choices?
No, sir. I'm talking about people that's my age, the shootings, the guns, all of that. Living in today's society, I'm liking to set an example, as in jail and outside of jail. Before I came and turned myself in, and while I'm in jail, I still speak to people my age and young people that those things aren't cool. The stuff you see on TV, the guns, the rap music, all of that stuff, it isn't cool. There's better stuff and more important things that you should be taking care of. And for me, the young lady over there, she's pregnant with my daughter. And of course, I want to be able to take care of her, and I want to be able to handle our pregnancy together. And going back to what I was saying.
You have parents. We all have parents.
Yes, sir.
You grew up. Who were your parents growing up?
Only my mom. I'm adopted.
Okay. But you knew your mom as long as you've known
Yes.
a mother? That
Yes.
was the mom? Okay. She's still alive?
Yes, sir.
Okay. She a good lady?
Yes, sir. She's amazing. She's amazing.
Well, what was it you didn't learn from her that caused you to make these mistakes?
Going back to what I was saying.
If she's a good role model, that's what a parent is. And you're about to be a parent. The greatest gift you can give your child is having a good example, because your child's going to do what you do. If you are a bad role model, don't blame them, because you're the direct impact to your child in the way they act and think, like your mom was, who sounds like a good lady, which meant this is inexcusable. You shouldn't even be here.
Yes, sir.
Shame on you.
I say that.
You let your mother down, much less everybody else and yourself. But all of those, hey, everybody has responsibilities, but it's how you deal with your responsibilities, responsibly or not. They're called responsibilities, but you still have to perform the verb. You have to act responsibly. Responsibility is a noun, but it turns into a verb in the way it is handled. And you haven't handled your life well, much less you've got a child on it. It's never too late, but it's just more than talk. And sir, growing up with a mom like you had, shame on you. These mistakes shouldn't have been made. You know it, but you're paying a price.
Yes, sir.
And it's just, right now, it's just talking. You were on probation, and now you're back for the same kind of thing. Then you're going to be held accountable. You know that.
And I would like to say that I take full responsibility for everything that I've ever done, and I always apologize.
That's what we all do, sir.
I always apologize to my mom, telling her that she's a good mother. And
why do you keep apologizing? Why don't you start acting so that you don't need to apologize?
Yes, sir.
We all make mistakes, but you're consistent. You got to stop that, which you can do. You're talking the talk. You got to walk the walk that you talk about, which is responsible behavior.
She told me that I was going to get a text message about it.
Yeah.
And I never received the text message for it. And the next time I came to the meeting, I asked her what had happened with it. And she told me that it was going to be rescheduled. I've never received, I always get a text message for every single meeting that I get, and I attend every single meeting. But I've never gotten a text message about the substance abuse meeting. And that's something that I had personally asked for. And also, going back to what the prosecutor had said about saying that I'm not safe for the environment, also going back to what I said about the environment. Yes, I am trying to set an example. Yes, you told me that you can always do right. And that brings me to say that I want to set an example as in, yes, you can go down the wrong road, but that doesn't mean that you can't take the exit. You can always end up doing right. Brings me to say that I did start doing right. I started working a job to make my payments. I personally feel like
When?
that was at the end of last year, maybe around December. I was working at Sushi Masa, and then I also got a job at McDonald's at the beginning of this year. And I was gathering money to make one full payment. I personally feel like that I made payments more than $500, and also while I was
They're
incarcerated,
pretty good about being accurate with money. I never, as long as I've been at 20 years, I've never found that their bookkeeping was incorrect.
Yes, sir. While I was incarcerated, I had a payment made of $1,250. The community service hours, I went to a building called some other place, and I will also come into the probation office and do work as in cutting grass. Basically, what I am trying to tell you right now is, yes, I've done bad things, but that doesn't mean that I'm not trying to change, and that doesn't mean that I haven't changed. And I'm here to tell you that I take full responsibility, and I'm asking you to not only trust in my words, to believe in the process that I've put myself through to become a better man, not only for myself, my mom, my girlfriend, my daughter, but also for the society and the environment that we live in. So people don't think that I'm dangerous, but I'm too bad to be around. The words that I give people younger than me and my age are words of encouragement. I always tell them to get out and do better. Get out, go and get a twig card, get a job. There's things that are more important than the stuff that is going on right now.
All right. All of that's great. There's a big but there. When we placed you on probation, you made a promise. You signed it. It was a contract. I agree to follow all conditions imposed upon me. I know that this community supervision can be revoked for any violation. Signed. There you are. Elijah Ray. And just not long after you're placed on probation for unauthorized use of a motor vehicle, you're burglarizing a vehicle. You broke your promise. That you're being held accountable for that. You're always held accountable for your actions. And I say, great. The talk is good, but you're being held accountable for your actions that you took, which were complete failures. You committed a similar crime to what we made a big deal about. It was serious. That's what you're going to be held accountable. The court finds that there is sufficient evidence supporting this motion to revoke probation to grant it by preponderance of the evidence or greater, as allegation 1 is proven true beyond a reasonable doubt, as the defendant has admitted to committing burglary of a vehicle on or about August 3rd, 2025 in Jefferson County, Texas. This is a violation of condition 1 of his probation order, which states, don't commit another crime. Thus, I find that to be true. Your probation is hereby revoked. You were sentenced to 2 years in the state jail. That was suspended. You were placed on regular probation for 5 years. Your probation having been revoked, this court has already found you guilty when beyond a reasonable doubt of this state jail felony of unauthorized use of a motor vehicle when we placed you on probation. You having now violated your probation is revoked. The court sentences you to confinement in the state jail for a period of 1 year. And you will be given credit for all time you have served. You're going to be held responsible and accountable. That's not what gets rewarded. What gets rewarded is the actions that you take. That's what speaks louder than just talk. You understand what has happened.
Yes, sir.
Get this behind you and be a responsible family leader and a citizen. You're capable of doing that, I believe.